memories and achieve childhood dreams. Lord be my witness when I say we all need you. Cause where I'm living ain't nothing but hustling gon' feed you. Many say the negativity shouldn't be glorified. Eyes wide when they realize a nigga live and die. The shit I speak, but don't nobody give a damn. Niggas hung up on what I got and who I am. Save me from this evilness that made me. Ain't nothing shaking if you ain't talking about paying me. The root to all evil don't seem bad when dreams of having it.
What's up, y'all? This Slab OG TV back at it again with another interview. Today, I know y'all done seen these cars everywhere on the boulevard, whether it be contests, car shows, you know what I'm saying? Just seeing them, killing them, and tipping by, you know what I'm saying? So without further ado, introduce yourselves, tell the people who y'all are.
Shit, I'm Derrick, Ward. Shit, they done seen it many years, shit, so they know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, man, a lot of people know me as Enrique, but shit, Mike, Shannon Gordon. They see that bad motherfucker, man.
Yeah, already, man. Can each one of y'all just kind of explain, you know what I'm saying, the neighborhood y'all from, you know what I'm saying, and the OGs that y'all might have seen coming up? I know, Derrick, you say 5th Ward. When I do my research, it kind of seems like I don't be just hearing too many OGs from 5th Ward.
Yeah, man, shit, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't got no OG. I done seen a few older cats rolling or whatever like this, shit, and a bunch of the ones I seen coming down, shit, they ain't here no more. They either shit locked up or they gone.
What was some of the cars you see them coming down there?
And I ain't gonna lie, the first car I seen come down, man, was probably Keepy Lincoln. That was one of the first cars I seen. Him and Papa, man. Papa, when he first got out of the penitentiary, man, with the shorty when it was gold, man.
That's the one he had all the music.
That's really what made me really start playing with the music after he and Papa car, man.
Already.
One of the first cars.
Mike, what about you? Coming out of Trinity Garden.
My first car that I just seen, I remember holding. Back in the day we used to play bingo.
Mm-hmm.
Nigga, I was going to Rosalie Easter, nigga. I'm walking to the house, nigga. We stayed right there on the corner. We had that corner house right there on Lockwood and Weaver, right across from Bird, nigga. I'm walking to the house, nigga, and I see this big bright gold motherfucker. Oh, shit. Go ahead. I see this big bright gold motherfucker, man, and nigga was a park, Squeaky. Rest in peace, Squeaky, man. Nigga had a gold park on switches.
Mm-hmm.
Gold, nigga, 90 up. And that's, you know what I'm saying, that was my first, just like, damn. You know what I'm saying, that hoe was tough.
Yeah.
Bingo, you know what I'm saying? As soon as I seen that whole thing, I was quick to holler out this shit. So like he was one of the niggas that I used to see as far as over there consistently with something. You had Squeaky, he had the I remember the cars I remember. He had the Park, he had the Gold Coupe, he had a Rivy, and then Bone had I think a box 7, if I ain't mistaken.
This not Bone out of Rosewood, huh? Okay.
Had a box 7. And then Big Marcus from Jensen Park had a wine. I remember you asked me that question.
Yeah.
You asked me that big. That was the only wine car I remember back then over there. Big Marcus had a wine 75 drop Delta on 5 disc and bowls with 16 switches. I forgot what that hoe said in the trunk.
Mm-hmm.
But he had that hoe.
Yeah.
So that was like my first introduction. Is like seeing some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Not including like my daddy car and my uncle car, shit like that. But I'm just saying, just like seeing some shit like that. That was my first introduction to the shit.
And what your daddy and your uncle had?
Man, my daddy had a black 77 colors. Nigga really had 3 of them hoes. He kept tearing them hoes up. That nigga wrecked all 3 of them hoes, man. All 3 of them hoes were black. He tore all them hoes up. But the car that I vividly remember was my Uncle Clyde. That's my daddy's little brother. The nigga had like an 83 98. It was gray at first. He from the mountain. See, my daddy from the mountain. It was gray at first, and then he sprayed that bitch like a cranberry red color.
Mm.
And them niggas, that's when that Northside, Southside shit was really popping out. And the nigga was on his ass like, nigga, you took a rig. I mean, you from the north and you sprayed some shit red.
Yeah.
So the nigga was swinging with one of his partners right there on the bridge, coming leaving Forest Brook. Boom, folded the front end of that bitch up. And so shit, he went right back, nigga, 90'd that hoe. And what's that paint shop right there on T. Will and Hirsch?
Right there on the corner.
Yeah.
Think of the name.
But anyway, they sprayed that hoe like a I think I sent you the picture, like some type of blue.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He came back blue on that bitch.
Like a midnight blue
yeah,
or something.
Shit like that.
Yeah.
Or Oriental blue, something like that. I don't know, I was young, but
Yeah.
Oriental blue, white inside, blue piping. You know what I'm saying? So shit, that was the nigga that was the nigga that just really had me hands on with the shit as a youngster. You know what I'm saying? That's the nigga that used to pick a nigga up from school, take a nigga to block parties. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that.
You just mentioned block parties. Was block parties kind of like a thing when y'all was young?
They was having them hoes, but it wasn't like how it is now, like how niggas be trying to throw a block party every weekend.
I thought it was kind of like that, like, you know, certain places like Liberty Road, Homestead.
Yeah. I mean,
that shit really was like some pop-up shit. Nigga shit, everybody get together and go shit. It really wasn't too much social media like that. Nigga shit, just get
that was
together.
like neighborhood shit though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Shit,
Yeah.
go down.
You see, like the block parties that I remember when I was young was like the big block parties, like when Rosewood. I ain't gonna lie, when Rosewood had block party, that hoe nigga, that hoe used to be flooded. I know you know, nigga.
Yeah.
That hoe used to be flooded. What's the name? Block parties in Senecawood. When they used to have them hoes at Senecawood Park, them hoes used to be flooded. You know what I'm saying? So like, when I be saying block parties, I don't be talking about just like a bunch of niggas just pulling up with cars and just, you know what I'm saying, just out there doing some other shit. It was always like big events and shit that was going on. Niggas had barbecue trailers and DJs and all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Can y'all kind of break down, you know what I'm saying, the scene, the slab scene on the North during the late 90s, early 2000s? Because to me, it seemed like, you know, 80s, early 90s, it was more so like, you know, Southside. For some reason, it seemed like it was a spike in the late 90s and the 2000s where it was just like, hey, the slab scene is on the North side.
I can't really give you too much on the late 90s because I really wasn't active. You know what I'm saying? Like that. And I was still a young nigga.
Still on the
Yeah,
point.
nigga.
Yeah. I ain't really jump out to the 2000s.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Nigga, 90s, nigga, I was still putting foil paper on my bicycle wheels trying to make some toppers and shit.
Well, even in the 2000s, it just seemed like, I don't know, maybe like that 03, 04, 05, 06, that era, it just seemed like on the North, like it was like really jumping.
Yeah.
Like when you just said 06, for me, nigga, when Texas Wild Wheels dropped in 06, nigga, and they flooded the streets with wheels.
That's when everything
Yeah,
started
you know what I'm saying? That's when you start to see a hell of a lot more wheels on the boulevard. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't gonna lie, like when I was a kid, let me see, I'ma say like 94, 95, around the time when my uncle and my old man and them had they shit. Nigga, when I was a kid, nigga, you wouldn't see no elbows every day. It was a rare sight. You know what I'm saying?
Rarely you gonna see them hoes
So,
slide by.
you know what I'm saying? So when a nigga seen them hoes, the nigga got excited like, damn, they go slab. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Now, nigga, every day you gonna see 15, 20 cents. Niggas driving them hoes
They
to
got
work.
them hoes for everyday hoops.
Yeah,
Riding
you know what I'm saying?
around with them hoes.
Niggas gonna get groceries in them hoes. Niggas, you know what I'm saying? All kind of shit. Niggas delivering pizza, Uber with them hoes on their car, all kind of shit. So it's like, yeah, it's a big old difference right now.
You just mentioned Texas Wild Wheels. That being the reason, you know what I'm saying, that it popped up everywhere. And like I said, on the North, it just seemed like it just was big. Was Hun and Northwood Manor kind of the first ones to get Texas Wild Wheels? From y'all knowledge? Which I heard.
See, it was so many stories. Matter of fact, R.I.P. Hun too. That's where I got my first set of wheels from. I had nigga back then. Nigga, I bought my wheel one by one.
Mm-hmm.
And but my first deck, a part of my first deck came from Hun. That's the stories that I had heard. Nigga, I remember it was like Los Magnificos car show or some shit. Nah, it was like beach. I'm gonna take the back. It was like beach. For me, it was like beach party like 04, 05, nigga. And I remember it was like a red Jag or some shit. And the nigga had some elbows on his shit, but them hoes didn't look like what we normally seen. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, them hoes was sticking out just a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? It was just like a little bit. And niggas was like, damn, what the is? Niggas was hollering about it. Man, the nigga made them hoes or all kind of shit. It was all, you know what I'm saying? It was all kind of stories circulating and shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's the story that I heard that, you know what I'm saying, the first sets from Vaughn and them went to Hun. See, because Hun, if I ain't mistaken, Hun related to Vaughn and them. But the first decks had went to Hun and them niggas in the mountain.
But wasn't the first set the same size as the original ones? Like, how did people tell the difference between the two?
Man, don't get me to
I ain't gonna lie, I think them hoes made different. It was like some little shit he had switched up on them hoes.
Yeah.
They had them like they were kind of made different, so you kind of look at them and tell.
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy. Now it's easy to tell. You can take the two prong or the cranker cap off, and you can tell by the little screws, or you can tell on the back of the wheel too. You know
And
what I'm saying?
then the wheel made out of different kind of material. It wasn't made out of that pewter shit like the old wheel.
Yeah.
This shit now, I mean, it was like some whole different material they put on the wheel.
I'm saying just like rolling though, because it seemed like when I talked to certain people that was around during that time, they say they could tell like if a car passed by, like that's not the same wheels that we've been riding on.
Man, them old niggas had an eye for that shit. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Shit, they
been doing that shit so long, they can pinpoint that shit right then and there.
Yeah. Okay.
Then, like I say, when Texas Wild Wheels came out, it put way more foes on the streets than anything. Cause like, nigga, all I knew was threes. I was calling threes foes. You know
That's
what
a
I'm saying?
question that I ain't never kind of understood.
Yeah.
I always hear that Southside called they three, they called they foes, and we called the threes foes. Where did that confusion kind of come in? Cause my daddy tried to explain it to me, but I ain't get it.
One of the stories, this same story that I'm finna tell you is a bunch of older niggas from this end said the same thing. They said that when they was going out there to Mr. Davis to get wheels, Mr. Davis was selling them threes, but saying that they were foes. You know what I'm saying? And that's how they had got the shit. Like, so you still had a bunch of older niggas calling threes foes. You know what I'm saying? But for me, the threes was all I seen back. Well, shit, and that's all I seen back then.
So what you would probably say, what y'all probably would say is, people on the north really had threes, but was calling them foes.
Man, all I know, to me, I ain't give a damn if it was a 3, 4,
Man,
or 5.
long
It's
as
a
the
hell
had them supposed to two ball niggas roll them home.
Yeah. Hey, wasn't it some 2000 wheels that came out?
2000 swing
Yeah, them hoes had the big ass hub and big ass.
Why that kind of never clicked with it?
Them hoes, they looked like some 86.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And man, Derrick, I don't know why I think this, but did you ever start off riding with Stupid Tim?
Nah, I ain't gonna lie, shit. I ain't meet Tim till like shit, like a couple years ago. Like shit, Ralph been riding with Stupid Tim. He been riding with him since he was in school.
Yeah.
Tim done put him a car together. I ain't just meet Tim till like later on.
Mm-hmm.
And shit, man, Tim was like, man, they wanted to revamp the orange shit. I was like, shit, but let's go with it.
What did that line mean, you know what I'm saying, back then? Because I always hear stories about Stupid Tim and the orange line coming through, you know what I'm saying, jamming the R&B, you know what I'm saying, hitting the switches and all that.
I ain't gonna lie, Tim gonna steal the show. Wherever he pull up at, man, nigga talk that shit about Tim cars with this, with that. Man, he pull up, man, he gonna steal the show for shit show, man.
Boy, when that nigga pull up, when that nigga used to pull up with that motherfucking stripper pole on that motherfucking trailer.
Yeah.
Shit.
Tim is the one that made me want to Roadmaster, man. I ain't
Without-
gonna even lie to you.
without
After
that
seeing Tim with
Transformer
all that
shit.
music
Yeah.
the first time,
Yeah.
man, that's our Northside Corey Blunt right there.
Okay.
Man. That's our
Hey,
Northside Corey
go
Blunt.
get one more chip.
That's our Northside Corey Blunt, man.
Hey, man, what y'all got going on over here, man?
Hey, they do a lot of talking, man. They don't mention this man's name, man.
Okay.
This man done put a whole lot of shit together.
Man, introduce yourself for the camera.
Oh, man, this big wheel, man, Willie Wall, Northside. Houston, Texas, man, all over, man. I don't claim no side. I'm Houston, man.
Already.
Houston, man.
Yeah, man, can you kind of just tell the viewers, you know what I'm saying, what side of town you from?
Northside, Houston, Texas.
Yeah. Okay.
But I done been on the south. I done been on the north.
Yeah.
So I don't do no flexing.
Yeah.
I'm third ward. I ripped that too. I was over there 15, 20 years. And I'm right here, born and raised, Senegal, though.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, I've been trying to get you on the channel for a long time, man. Trying to get you on the channel for a long time.
Yeah.
Man, can you just kind of just break down, the first wheels you done seen? First time you seen the wheels, you know what I'm saying? Because when I hear your name, I always hear, that you one of the kings when it comes to this.
Man, talk that shit, Willie.
First time I seen the wheels, man, I was a kid. And right across the street from me, was my partner. He was older than me, so I always messed with cats older than me. But I used to get my ass whooped because my mama didn't want me playing with them. Because they was stealing bikes and all kind of shit. But that would draw me to my partner across the street. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
His name was Calvin Brown, man.
Okay.
He had a 79 photo Cadillac. And he used to break. You know what I'm saying? That's the first time I seen some stop signs involved. That's the first time I seen some elbows involved. Because he was always breaking, swapping the wheels out. So I seen them all right across the street before I even jumped out the porch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I would say my first set of wheels I ever seen was right across the street from my grandma's house where I was born and raised in Cinewood, Calvin Brown.
Okay. And man, I always ask the OGs this, what made Houston, you know what I'm saying, go from, you know, stop signs and Vogues, Dayton's, why did Houston kind of go to the elbows, you know what I'm saying? Like, what made them be like, nah, we're going to go to these? Because I know music during that time was like Dayton's, you know what I'm saying?
Well, back then, the elbows weren't even around. It was 30s and Vogues, 86s, and stop signs and classics. So when them white folks started putting them elbows on them Barrett's factory, man, I want me some of them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And boy, niggas,
Man, we good, man.
you know, risk.
Yeah.
I got to get me some of them.
Yeah. When was the first set that you got? Like, what year was it? And what'd you put it on?
First set I got was a bullshit shit. They was trash. They wasn't glass. They needed to be dipped, but they were mine.
But during that time, it seemed like it might have not, it didn't matter, you know what I'm saying?
It didn't. That's why I'm telling you about these rusty motherfuckers I had my first set.
Yeah.
I didn't know, but I had them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was going to, my first set where I was going to Cashmere. I sold my first car to KB, Street Military, Kenny Boo, Trinity Guard. I had a 79 Monte Carlo with a canary yellow top on that motherfucker.
Yeah.
And some ducks. We call them ducks now, but they wasn't glass.
What year was this?
Man, I was in high school. And I had some raw seals on there. Raw seals was the tires that was white on the outside and had the gold in the middle of the tire.
Okay.
It wasn't the Vogue, white then the gold. It was white, then the gold was in the tire, raw seals, 2 inches.
Yeah.
Because everybody couldn't buy Vogues. So niggas was on raw seals. You know what I'm saying? So I had a set of ducks on raw seals on the 79 Monte Carlo.
Yeah.
My first set. Wasn't glass, but I had them.
Yeah. Okay.
Them hoes was out of there.
Yeah. Man, what was some of the spots, you know what I'm saying, back then, whether it be the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, where would everybody
used to
take
be?
their slab? Yeah.
Super Skate, man. Gucci's.
Yeah, I always hear about Gucci's.
And Super Skate was before Gucci's.
Uh-huh.
It was Super Skate, man, and Rainbow.
Where was that at, Super Skate?
Shit, the Kip School thing on Mason
On
Road
Mason,
right there
yeah.
in the Jack in the Box.
Okay.
That was Super Skate right there, and at the end was the movies. So we was coming out the movies, walking right down the sidewalk, going to Super Skate. And that's where, boy, it was 77 Regals, Cutlass, Astro Vans, Mazdas with the shit on the tailgate. Hey, man, it was all right there at one time.
Mini trucks and all that.
Mini trucks, Blazers, Astro Vans, Cutlass, Regals, Monte Carlos, Deltas. It was 79 shit back then, 79, 80. That's as far as we going. 79, 80, 76,
Was
77, 78, up and up.
Because I know the wheels came on like the L-Dogs. But
84,
it
Barrett's.
seemed like during that time,
But it also
was- they
came
ain't-
out in 79 on a Barrett's.
a lot of people don't know that.
They came on a 79 too.
Yeah.
Before they, the matter of fact, they came out in 79, but they let the car go in 80. You know how they do, and
Yeah.
stamp the wheel. Because I had some wheels said original 1979.
Was there anybody riding L-Dogs back then since they kind of came on them?
See, if you had a Cadillac back then, you was really
Fleetwood.
You was really big boy.
Yeah.
If you had a Cadillac back then.
Yeah.
You're really big boy.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody else put a cutters together, a rigger together, a Monte Carlo together. But Cadillac, you're really big boy.
Okay.
On just 4 wheels, some music and something like that. Yeah, you had a Cadillac, you was up there.
And kind of back then, it wasn't necessarily like, it was more so the wheel. It wasn't like, it was candy paint, you know what I'm saying? Interior.
Factory.
Yeah.
Factory. Clean factory. On 4 wheels. Clean factory on 4 wheels.
Mm-hmm.
Candy came way after that. We in high school, man. Ain't nobody got no money for no candy.
Who was kind of the first one you seen with candy?
Damn. I ain't gonna lie. I was at Forest Brook, my partner, Lonnie Baker, Beatking.
Beatking, okay.
He had a 76 Monte Carlo.
It was green, right?
No, sir. Burgundy.
Burgundy.
This motherfucker was so wet. It could be sitting out here right now and it look like water on that motherfucker.
Uh-huh.
This man named Harris painted it. I don't know where Harris is no more, but that's who painted the car. See, back then when you hit the car, a patch of candy used to come out.
Mm.
A patch. Big chunk.
That shit was laid on that feet.
A chunk come out that motherfucker. Like, you hit it with a brick, poop, poop, and a chunk come out. That's how the candy was laid back then. Mm. See, back then, my partner was telling me, it's a difference in the candy now. They spray dry candy, and then they spray wet candy. Dry, I think dry is harder to spray than wet or something like that. But that's why the paint back then was so goddamn thick. Because it was dry candy. Because they had to spread, then come with the glass on top.
That's not what they do now?
Nah, it's kind of all in one, just shine.
They shortcutting that shit.
Yeah, you just shining out the gun. Ain't no let it sit 3-4 days, come back, then hit it like that. That's called the dry paint. My partner was saying something like that, yeah.
Who was kind of the people that was riding back then and during them times?
That I know?
Yeah.
Riding with
on the north that was just riding and holding.
My partner Calvin Brown, again, was riding. You want to just know everybody was riding wheels or just people who had wheels?
People that was holding back then.
Oh, it wasn't that. Everybody had wheels.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what holding is back then.
Mm.
It ain't like now. But if you had wheels,
you was holding.
You was holding, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Because it went all about the inside, the trunk up, the back decks and all that. Nigga, you had wheels and some white paper pioneers in your shit.
You was the shit.
You was the shit. White paper pioneers. A lot of boys don't know about white paper pioneers, man. Yeah, white paper. 40 of them motherfuckers back there, 42 of them motherfuckers back there. Sherwood 70 by 70s. Acoustic preamps. Acoustic crossovers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When all this, that back then, we used to get speakers out the house with the 2 woofers in it, with the tweeter at the top, and slam them bitches in the back seat. We gone to the Superskate, man.
Who was putting music in back then? Because I always hear about Condre on the north.
Well, you want to go before Condre or way back then?
Back then, before Condre.
Well, I think who was doing it before Condre was Rooster. We were getting hooked up at the flea market. It wasn't no shops. Nigga, you at the flea market, trunk open, all your shit wide open.
K. Bargain.
Homestead, Houston Garden Center. Okay. Homestead, flea market.
Okay.
It's closed down now. Used to be Walmart, Kmart, Outlet, Wieners. Yeah, Outlet. Before Outlet, it was flea market. Rooster. Nigga named Black on the south now. Skinny Black. He do Astro vans. I mean, you know, he do music. Black. And this dude named Chris. Big old dude named Chris. Back then. That's where we used to get hooked up. We went, Now, if you just go in somebody's house, Big Iron in the manor, he was hooking up in the front yard. You know what I'm saying? Now, we bring it on up a little bit. My partner Big G in Cynicwood, he was hooking up in the yard, but he was doing everything though.
Yeah,
Mechanic,
everything. One
music,
shop.
Drop top conversions.
all that. He was
That's
doing
kind
all
of who.
that.
That's kind of who put this car together, right?
Swap.
Well, yeah, Big G did this.
Yeah.
When BC had it, when it was Black Cherry or something.
Man,
Before.
this the man that put this car together.
All this here,
BC was the owner, but he put the car
all
together.
that, all
Okay.
that, telling them do that, me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just a slab pioneer. You know, I done had a bunch of shit. I just can't remember all of it. I wish I had pictures, but I can't remember.
A lot of niggas done told me that you put a lot of niggas cars together. Like gave them the idea. Go
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
this,
they,
this,
you know,
and
I'm
this.
the coach.
Yeah.
I let them be the team. I'm the coach. You know, they gonna spend their money how they want to spend it, but I just give them. If it was me, I would've.
Mm-hmm.
And then they put their own twist on it.
Man, a
Yeah,
lot
nigga,
of
this
them,
car-
a lot of
this
them
car
cars you see
Nah,
on the street,
this
man,
car
that
come
man
from
the
here.
touch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of mine.
This
Yeah.
car come from here.
That's
If
one
you
of
if you
mine.
could say how many cars you think you done just
They out there.
put
Some
together,
of 'em
gave
still
your
out there.
ideas.
Some of them still out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. I just, you know, when you're having fun, you don't keep up. You don't say your first one, your second one.
Mm.
It just go.
Yeah.
It's a lot of them. It's a lot of them out
Hey,
there.
I had somebody tell me, I forgot who it was, but they was like, man, I ain't gonna lie. A lot of people say B Mac the king, but really Willie Wall the king.
Well, that's two different kind of levels, you know. He the shit.
Yeah.
Don't get it wrong. He jumped off the porch 2-3 sets at a time. But he was paying 10,000 and shit for foes back then.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you had foes, that separated you too.
Mm-hmm.
Back then.
That's a
You
different
can have
character.
5 wheels and clean on 3s, the same car. But if you had 5 foes, the same car, you got more juice than that one.
Mm.
That one might look better on the 3s, but this nigga on 5 foes. So they back then they know what the foes cost.
Mm.
That's why he got the juice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Mr. Davis.
Yeah.
$10,000 for the motherfuckers butt naked with no ties.
Yeah.
This man had 2 sets. Back then. You know?
Yeah. And it was a question that I had asked them before you had pulled up. Is it true that, you just spoke about the $10,000 foes. Is it true that Homestead, Northwood Manor was kind of the first ones to get Texan Wild Wheels? Hun and Northwood Manor.
I don't know where the Texas White Wheels came from, because when they came out, I was still on original 3s.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was the Manor, because I probably went on this side of town at that time when they dropped.
Mm-hmm.
But when I first seen the new wheels, I was at the slab shop fucking with Tony P.
Mm-hmm.
Southside.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first time I seen the new foes, the new supers. Because niggas was trading in their original 3s and 4s to get supers. And then they was trading in their supers to get gorillas.
Yep.
Then they was trading their gorillas to get 8s.
Who was the first one to get that step up from like the original size that Texan Wild Wheels first came out with? Like who was the first one to get supers?
Oh, I don't know that.
The first nigga I seen, I want to say, for me, the first nigga I seen on Super, I want to say Black Sid. On that Taurus. It was either Black Sid. Who
I
had?
ain't gonna lie, on them super first drop shit, my brother was shit. He bucked a pair of them hoes when them hoes first drop.
I know Black Sid had them hoes. Lil Sid Barlow from right there off of Weaver had the red Impala. That who sprayed this shit Southside? Lionel.
Yeah.
He had them hoes. And who had that blue? Who had that blue bubble ribbon, like the 9.6 ribbon? It was blue.
That's kind of up there with me. So that's kind of way up there for me. So you saying the first set of supers that I seen? I was in the trade probably, and it had to be my partner T and Drew from Third Ward. They had a little Candy Regal with the doors go backwards or something on bags.
I remember that too.
That's the first.
It
My
was,
partner.
it was like a navy blue. Like,
No, it was red.
Oh, the red one. I thought you were talking about the navy
Some
blue.
of the one with the hood scoop
Yeah.
on it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the first car I seen with supers.
Don't that hoe got like push button on the
Push button and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first car I seen with supers. And then he took off from there.
Okay.
When them other motherfuckers came, he took off.
Yeah.
Yeah, he took off.
Okay. And Derrick, I want to ask you this. Man, how did you get this station wagon?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna tell you how I got this motherfucker. Man, I was finna go buy a truck or a Harley. And we was sitting here, man, had been looking. I ain't find nothing. Like the bike I wanted, I found they want like $20,000 for the bike. I wound up hitting the dude. He said he had just sold it. So me and Ralph was sitting in front of the house. I'm like, damn, man, what I can go buy? No nigga money be burning his pocket. So I'm like, damn. And something crossed my mind. I was like, man, I had talked to BC a while back. He was like, man, bring me this for the wagon. So I was like, shit. I tell Ralph, I was like, man, call BC, man, see if you want to sell the wagon. So boom, we hit him whatever. He was like, man, yeah, man, you can bring me this for it. I said, man, let me bring you the money tonight for it. He was like, man, give me it in the morning, man, give me it in the morning. So I was like, all right. I talked to Ralph. Ralph was like, man, I don't know, man, I don't think he gonna sell it. So I was like, damn. In the morning, come out, hit him or whatever. Boom. I called him. I was like, man, I got that money for you, man. What's up? He's like, man, you really want this car, huh? I'm like, man, hell yeah, I wouldn't keep calling if I ain't want it.
Yeah.
So he was like, man, I ain't really thought about it, man. Let me think about it. I say, man, he told me give him $15,000 for the car at first. I was like, man, I hit him. I'm like, man, he was like, nah. He was like, man, let me think on it. I was like, all right. So boom, we hang
Think
up.
wrong, think long.
Look, we
Turn it
hang
up.
up. I'm talking to Ralph. Ralph was like, man, I don't know. I say, damn. I said, man, what I can do? I said, I'm gonna just go up on the number. Fuck it. I hit Ralph back, man, tell him I got $17,000 for the car. Ralph hit him. He was like, man, nigga say got $17,000 right now. Nigga say, shit. Tell him he got him a wagon. Come get this business. Shit. It was up from there. Shit.
What this wagon mean to the north and
Man,
to the city?
Shit, that's a trophy, man. That bitch, that legendary, man.
What all different have you done to it?
Man, only other thing I did to the car, I bought it. I redid all the hydraulics, finished, reinforced the frame on it. I did the interior in it, and shit, we added some music to it, like high shit. I ain't now shit.
Wheels, right?
Yeah, we added some long wheels for shit show. Nigga hit my shit at MLK Day, man. I ain't say nothing, man. And shit, I had to go and upgrade, man. I ain't gonna lie, if it wasn't for the dude hitting the wheels, shit, it probably shit be the same. Only other thing I'm finna do to it, shit, respray it back blue and shit, come back down in it. That's it. I can't change the color on it. I sure thought about it, but man, I can't change the color on it, man. That car
it ain't gonna be. That's just like you take Baca blue.
Yeah.
And spray that motherfucker green.
Yeah.
A gold.
It'll never be the same.
It ain't. You know. You just gotta come back the same color.
Sometimes
Yeah.
you gotta leave it well enough alone, man.
Yeah, just leave it like it is. You know.
Was that Baca Blue line, you know what I'm saying, like back then, like a staple on the north?
Well,
Because when people think about the north, they think about the Baca Blue line.
Baca blue line. That was my boy R.I.P. I love him to death. He got at me. I put him together.
That Regal.
Yes, sir.
Damn.
So
That's what made me get this.
so
Yeah.
when I put him, he was first.
And it was red first, huh?
It was burgundy.
Burgundy.
It used to be Mike Bass's car on Langley.
Okay.
Dayton's, 13-inch Dayton's, candy burgundy, burgundy guts, juice, fast ass motor.
Take them down through there, Willie. Take
So-
them down through there.
Mike sold it to Baca, you know, and on and on. He was doing the thing. He was like, man, I need your help. So I was like, what you want to do to it different? He's like, man, just come up with something. So that front end on that year Regal went like this one. This the 87, 85 front end.
Mm-hmm.
That was the ugly front end on that one.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, man, I'm looking. I already know that we can put bubble lights in it. You know what I'm saying? We can put bubble lights in it. That'll spice it up, change it a little bit, and the baby lack grill, right? So I say, man, fuck it. Let's put the baby lack grill front end on it. Lights and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it fit perfect because the baby lack lights was about that long. Then they had that little corner come around where the chrome at like that right there. And we gonna put the pieces on it.
Yeah.
And shit, when he pulled that bad motherfucker out, man, it surprised me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out
He
to
was the
Drake.
first one, my bad. He was the first one to go baby lack conversion on a Regal.
Did you have a Regal back in the day?
No.
I don't know why I thought, cause my uncle
had
Fred Love always talk about the Regal boys. I don't know why I thought that you was part of that.
My partner Fred Love back then had a candy green motherfucker.
They say it was
Hey man, not this
not
new
this green, yeah. It was like glass almost.
Midnight green looked black at night green.
Yeah.
Dark green, money green, white interior, white green piping, green buttons, snow white interior. On 5
Yeah.
back then.
Was it any like swinging back then?
We dipped. It wasn't like across the road on you.
Yeah.
It ain't that. It was just nigga. You know what I'm saying?
But that era kind of came to swinging. That kind of
That
came
kinda
like
came-
the 2000s, right?
That kind of came with the plastic bumper generation.
Yeah.
With the
Okay.
3.7 motors and the fast motors.
3800.
3800 ball, you know, they
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Boy, I had a set of wheels. I was tossing the shit out them hoes.
See,
Out them
yeah, that
hoes. I ain't
came
gonna lie to
that
you.
came in the millennium.
Yeah.
Back then we just
Shit.
we slow down, we tip and we'll and just, you know what I'm saying, like that. We speed bump. We ain't trying to tie them tires up. Them motherfuckers was high back then.
I always hear about the early 2000s. I always hear about fourth ward fish.
Yeah.
What?
That's my partner too.
Yeah.
See, I was in third ward when Fish was when he had the Cadillac, the Rivet, the Park, the Escalade on Dabbins. Yeah, he had about all 5 of them at the same time. Red, Julio, all 5 of them. All 5 of them at the same time.
Remember that name that he just mentioned.
Julio.
All 5 of them at the same time. And what I had then. So this how the boys end up finding about Julio. I found him first. Me.
You did tell me that, Mike, that he found him first.
Me.
Yeah.
I found him first. I ain't gonna give him up, but he was working at this big paint place. I don't want to get him in trouble. But he was working there. And at that time, I had, when I first bumped into him, he was working at this place. I slid in my number. He said, call me after 5, I stay on the north side. Right? I met him. Didn't know he was right there where he was at. And then it just took off for me right there.
What
I had
did
him
he
right
spray
here.
for you? What did he spray for you?
Everything. I had him right here.
Yeah.
I wasn't taking nobody over there. I wasn't taking nobody over there. That's way down the line. I was first. They used to pay me, man, take me to your Mexican. Huh? Then, once they found out where he was, it was over for me. When I took Fish one time, it was over for me. He stayed in the yard.
Yeah.
Paper tag off the showroom floor.
What was the best color he would spray?
Red. I never seen him paint them red. Red. He painted, he painted a blue line for the North.
Yeah.
It was Shannon with a blue
With
L
the L
dog.
dog.
Hey man, that motherfucker clean right now today. Yeah, I don't know where it's at,
It's in the country somewhere.
but it's still clean on real Mr. Davis Foles.
Yeah.
BC got sprayed.
Man, it's the same spray on this motherfucker. This bitch ain't been touched up, repainted. or
He
nothing.
got sprayed.
For like 20 years?
Man, I'm talking
That's
the
that
car ain't
same
been
paint,
touched.
man.
That's the only reason I'm finna respray now. The
That's
car
the
ain't
same
been
paint.
touched up or nothing. That's
Like
everything that's
2002.
on this car.
Damn.
And the,
Tim?
no, he never went over there.
Oh, okay.
Stupid.
Yeah. No. Two-man Tim.
I don't know. Nah, I don't know if Julio got hold of Tim.
Okay.
He was clean. I don't know where Tim went. That's my partner too. But the first preview I seen him do was my partner, R.I.P. Squeaky, out of Trinity Garden. Julio put the 90 on it, front end, wrapped it. He didn't even go candy. He sprayed this motherfucker Escalade Pearl with butter top, with butter guts and top on 5 wheels.
So you got me thinking the question now. So when did people start going to fly rides? Cause I know that was kind of like a thing back then
Fly
too.
rides. No,
Ernest.
that's a new thing. Fly ride.
I thought that was kind of back then too, or when he was at C.A.C.
See, Fly ride's name came with like Chameleon now.
Okay.
We used to, that Ernest, my partner, Ernest was in C.A.C. when he. Well, Ernest was in Lakewood at his house first. If you want to be, no.
Yeah.
He was at his house in the garage with his old man. That's doing their thing right there in Lakewood. Then he went to C.A.C. back there. Suburban, Jeep, Cadillac, whatever. Back there.
Yeah. Man.
And then he moved to the big boy fly rides, got the big building and Pimp C's and all them, but back there where he was going down at before he moved. C. King, man, he was back there forever.
Yeah.
And what made me put the car that everybody talk about the most together, still to this day, David Glenn, my partner out of Rosewood, man, had a wild cherry 85 Monte Carlo with white bricks jamming on 5 folds.
Didn't you buy that? Didn't you get a trophy from that one?
It's coming.
Yeah.
That part coming.
Yeah.
So I seen that car, but back then it was just Bubba Lights grill, bump kit belts, jamming, and that motherfucker Ernest sprayed it. Ernest, wild cherry, on 5 folds. So as I developed myself, getting my bread together, I found, matter of fact, I'm lying. I had just come home. My partner Flim, Cindywood.
Yeah.
That's my dog. Say, Will, what you gonna do, man? I know an MC behind the house. It looked like it got T-tops. I say, huh? But I had just come home and I wasn't ready. He said, man, I know where 79 is with T-tops. I'm going to show it to you. So I went by there to get it. When I got ready, it was gone. I was mad than a motherfucker. I wanted that 79, though, with T-tops. He said, don't worry about it. I know where nothing is with T-tops behind the house. Come on. And he took me. I seen that motherfucker from the street because you can see it hanging out behind the house. I said, oh, that bitch still got T-top. I boop, 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 boop. Knock on the door. Hey, hello. Miss. That's my son's car. He come in this evening. Come back. He want to sell it. I said, okay. I come back. Boop, boop, boop. He there. He said, yeah, man, my mom told me you want to buy the car. I said, yeah, what you want for it? He said, give me $1,000 for it. I say, okay, I'm gonna come back.
$1,000 for an MC with T-tops?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. I gave him 5. I was DJing at Harlem Nights. Right?
Yeah.
I gave him 500. Keep the car, keep the money. Just write me something. I got that 500, went back and got it. So now I'm up. I'm ready now. So at this time, I'm at Julio. This when Shannon was already over there finna get sprayed. BC was already over there finna get sprayed. They was already finna get sprayed. I'm at the end of the line.
So this is like 01, 02.
Yeah, I'm coming out the shell now.
Yeah.
I'm coming out now.
Yeah.
So when I seen him do that, when I seen Julio do the 90 on Baca car, I was like, man, I can't let him outdo me like that. So at first, I was just gonna have a regular L-Dog bumper on the front. Not the one that come all the way around. Just the regular bumper, right? So I'm gonna have a regular bumper with the Fleetwood lights and all that, the grill and everything on my car. So when Shannon, my partner, he had the L-Dog over there for to put everything on it, right? So when I seen him take that L-Dog bumper off that Barrett's and put this big long ass 90 Fleetwood bumper on that little small ass car, I lost my fucking mind. I want that.
Yeah.
I want that on my MC, Julio.
That was your first time seeing a 90 conversion like that?
Yes. I went crazy. I say, man, I'm gonna fuck him up with this one. I want that bumper on my car, Julio. A lot of working, really. A lot of working. I say, man, I want that motherfucker on my car, Julio. He called me. Really? Come see. He keep it covered up. You don't know what's going on with that motherfucker.
Yeah.
He raised that motherfucker up. I say, ooh, they ass in trouble. Hey, man. The show was in the extra thing where you the big one.
Yeah.
It's the big one. Where all the shit from Cali come in and the cars busting open and the motors and the tires spinning and you're rotating. I ain't knew nothing about no decoration, no nothing.
Hold on, you skipped the part, Willie.
What?
You took it out there to Dunn. You can't skip that part.
Oh, R.I.P. Dunn. He
skip
did the
that?
damn down. H-Time got a problem. 612s. The rest, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was one of them monsters.
Yeah.
So I take it to the show. I ain't knew nothing about decorating it and making it pretty. You get more points. My ass just pull up in that motherfucker, Mr. Davis. I had Mr. Davis, fresh dip, 750 a wheel.
Hold on, you forgot a part. What about the switches?
That came after.
Okay.
I
You
got
put
rid of
switches
them
on
when
it
I had
after it
tore
too?
up. Huh?
You put switches on there after it
After I
too?
had tore it up, I ain't want it no more. Then I sold it. And they put the switches on. Matter of fact, I sold all the mirrors to my partner in City Gas named Todd. He bought the music.
Yeah.
Then I put switches on it. And I let my partner from Color named Tony get it. It was over with. I ain't never see it no more. But back to the show. I went in there, Mr. Davis glass, baby bumper, thanks to my partner, Bone, out of Rosewood, sold me that baby bumper. And went in there, BC and them had their whole blue line over there. They were my partners, but I was just red. Ain't no flexing in that, but I was red and they was blue. It was Killer Delta out of Fontaine. Clean motherfucker. I think Billy Ray ended up with it. It was Killer, baby. My partner Foley had a wagon in there with 2 bumper kits. Shannon, Bach, they had a whole line, man. A whole line. They was deep. And I knew they were my partners, all of them. And I was about 4 rows over by myself.
Yeah.
The first in line came out that bitch with the trophy. Me.
Yeah.
And I was in competition with some of them cars that was in line. So, yeah.
That's the big shot, son.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that's that.
And you had a candy red Benz too, huh?
Yeah, my partner in Senegal got that. That's new. That's 3-4 years ago.
Candy
Oh,
Red
okay.
Benz, Candy Red Lexus.
Yeah, I had a Lexus.
No, I'm thinking about the Lexus.
Now, on real buttons.
Yeah.
Real buttons.
Okay.
And they was 10 back then.
Yeah.